what I try to do, and what I've tried to do the last number of years, is help small, medium-sized business really get and understand marketing. And I like to think that I can explain complex marketing ideas in a very simple manner without, a lot of buzzwords, so that the average person, any type of business person who's an owner, operator, or someone who has the responsibility for marketing or in fact sales, can get, what it is that they have to do, and really understand that there's nothing to be overwhelmed about. Really get that it's not that complicated when you break it down, and when you're not confronted with people who are quote-unquote marketing experts who try to dazzle you with a whole lot of fast talk. It's really not that complex. At the end of the day, marketing is all about saying the right thing to the right person at the right time. How many people are wearing both hats of sales and marketing? Yeah, that's pretty much the truth with any business. And it's interesting, in my experience, whether it's a small business or a medium-sized business, it always falls down to the same thing. There's typically, one person who has that ultimate responsibility. Typically, it's the owner of the business, and it's a real challenge to play in both fields, and to be strong in both, and to actually wear both hats. That can be a difficult thing. And, you've got to become more focused, you've got to become more aggressive, you have to identify, you have to track, because you're not necessarily going to just identify some business and have them, come on board. You've got to track them for a period of time until, it's the right time for them, and you've got to land that new business. And you've got to do this on a consistent, on an ongoing basis. And typically when I ask that question of the owner of a business, small, mid-sized business, basic question, so how do sales and marketing get along? And typically the response I get is a look like somebody just ate a bad taco. And it's kind of like, well, I don't really want to talk about it. And for whatever reason, sales and marketing has never gotten along in the past. Through the economy and whatnot, you tended to have a scenario where people they had a sales department, they had a bit of a marketing department, and at one point or another they had to let somebody go. And that happened, the last little recession we had has happened again in the last few years. And typically what would happen is the marketing person would be let go. And then slowly, as things recovered, you would net out having perhaps like a marketing coordinator or somebody who was attempting to do that marketing function, but you had usually a fully, functioning sales group. Does that sound familiar to anyone here? Yeah. I'm not surprised. I mean, anytime I've ever said that to a group of people, that is the scenario out there. And I think that's probably one of the reasons why a lot of you are here, is to find out how can you get them to play nice together. And that's part of it. The other part of it is how can you get them to be significantly more productive for your business.